Hello, and welcome to the Socially Speaking with Dominique podcast. That's how you have to do it.
Okay, that was
You
a little more energy.
and your version of it. But welcome to another episode of Socially Speaking with Dominique podcast. I have an amazing co-host, shall we say? Marco. Hello, happy what is it? Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm dead.
It's
I,
I
where, where did that originate from?
Yeah, like I think we need to look that up. Hump day. Is it because I don't get it? Because
I guess getting through the middle of the week, like the hump of the week, maybe
but Wednesday is not really the middle of the whole week. It's the middle of the
work week.
work week. Oh,
Well,
okay.
maybe somebody employed came up with the phrase.
Or you came up with the phrase. So we are recording again. I'm in Los Angeles, California. Where are you?
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. Ah, I hate Texas, but
Why?
your governor is pretty. Come on.
Oh, him and his wheels. Sick of
How
him.
can you be in a wheelchair and be that diabolical?
That's why he's angry.
The painkillers.
I'm I'm so sick of people that won't be here in the next 20 plus years creating laws that's messing up the rest of people's lives.
You know what's so funny? I was talking to somebody the other day and I was saying, how is it that you're able to be a Supreme Court justice for your entire life? Like once you're placed in that role, like you're
Hmm.
like that just makes no sense to me. Like the president only gets 8 years. Some Senate and maybe Congress seats they flip, but why would you have an 85-year-old Supreme Court justice that has really no, I guess I don't want to say idea, but no invested interest in how the world is going because you're older. I'm not saying you're about to die pretty soon, but you're about to die pretty soon. And like neither here nor there, but so I see today is about to be something because I want to talk about the conversation I had with somebody on the bus before I get into your update. So yes, I catch public transportation and I take this, I think it's like the J. It goes on the 110 freeway. So I take the bus and it drops me off like right where the library is. So I get on the bus. I'm on the bus and this black man gets on and he was like, "Oh, you are gorgeous." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." He's like, "No, no, no, for real, for real." Oh, okay, thank you. I get it. I get it. He's like, "Yeah, like, what's your sign?" Why do people want to know your sign? Like, that has no bearing on anything. So I'm like an Aries. He like, "Oh yeah, you look like an Aries." So what if I would have said if I was a Gemini? What you would have said? "Oh, you look like a Gemini."
Right.
So he's going on and on about how in today's society, women feel like Section 8 and the county is their man, is their husband. He said that women feel like because they have somebody paying the rent, they have somebody giving them food stamps and stuff like that, that's replaced the black man in their lives.
That conversation happened on the local bus.
Yeah, people are crazy. And I just like listening because it gives me topics to talk about on the podcast. But I'm like, really, and he's very adamant about it. And I was like, I don't think women are intentionally getting on Section 8 and the county to replace a man. And I was
No.
like, well, maybe there's no man that's taking care of their children and they have to do that. Like, I don't know people's reasoning as to why they're on whatever they're on. That's none of my business, but I'm pretty sure they're not trying to eliminate black men by doing that. And I was just like, you are bitter. Like,
He,
who hurt you?
he the basis of what he's saying, I could see he was trying to cook, but he was using the wrong ingredients because the blame going to the wrong person because you can argue that systematically certain government forms of welfare are intended to, keep the black man out of the house. That can be argued. I've heard that before, but that's at the government, not the women.
Right. And I just feel like even with that, like they can put those systems in place. They can put those programs in place, but
Mm.
somebody has to go and apply for that program. They're not saying, come here, like, hurry up. Like maybe they are. I don't know. But I just thought it was a very odd topic on the Los Angeles bus. And then had the nerve to say, well, I'm about to get off. Do you want to exchange numbers? No. He's like, but early on you said you were single. I am. I still don't want to exchange anything with you, sir. Like you're mad at black women for being on
Right.
Section 8, and I get it. Like I don't see a problem with that. I don't think I just don't agree with what he was talking about. But I thought it was like so strange, and he had like a weird odor. I don't know,
What did he smell like?
like uh like a bumblebee factory. Bumblebee,
Uh,
the can of tuna.
no.
Bumblebee is a can of tuna, but but
Okay.
oh, I just thought it was very interesting. I even told him, I said, hey, I'm going to talk about this on the podcast because I don't think that's an accurate statement. I don't even think it's close. Maybe if he, like you say, pointed the frustration to another party, then I get it. And he was like, oh,
Mm.
take that back. Not all women, just the women I deal with.
Oh, now he was trying to throw you in there so you
But
can be one of them.
no, that just tells me the women you deal with, you're not doing a good enough job if they feel like they they have to go do that. I digress though. But I kind of want to talk about your update. Like so, a lot of stuff has happened in your life since we last did the podcast cuz I think we did it in what? February? Cuz I didn't do one last month. I was wrapped up
Wait.
with
Oh yeah, we didn't. Um. So it's been 2 months.
a little less than 2 months.
I mean, in your eyes, the stuff I do is eventful. In my eyes, things are just happening. Um. I know you talked about it on a previous one, but we gonna keep talking about this marathon. Congratulations, because that is the first thing. Like people have moved before. I ain't doing nothing special. I don't know many people that have ran a marathon.
Um
So
thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you see, Mal number 13 was dedicated to you. That's your
mhm.
favorite and everything. And when I hit Mal 13, I was like, "Oh, I'm halfway there. We just have a little more to go." But I think I'm still on the marathon high. I think more so than finishing the marathon, I think it just taught me a lot about myself. It taught me about just sacrificing and like you can do hard shit. Like they say that in the run club that I'm a part of, like you can do hard shit and that was very hard. Like right now I'm nursing a hip injury. Like ever since I turned 37, shit is falling apart, Mark. But it was just like a really, really good experience and I don't think I've ever felt that much joy and just I was anxious a lot of the time. I knew I was going to finish. That was one thing I knew. I didn't care how long it was going to take. I knew I was going to finish because I knew I had trained. I knew how I had the proper shoes, I guess. I knew I was ready for that moment. So I knew I was going to finish. What I did not anticipate is all of the encouragement that you get while running. And I don't think people understand how important cheer sections and all that is because I'm telling you, if you ever wanted to give up on that route, it wouldn't let you because there was someone somewhere with a sign saying you're running better than the government. That's probably was like one of my favorite signs. Oh, and then one of them was like you're running, bitch. Like that. That
That's
was
yes, that was my favorite.
R. Kelly sign. You made it, bitch.
Oh my
Like,
god.
well, Kiana really made the sign, but Kelly wanted to hold it at the finish line. But just having those cheer sections, and I realized like you need what it also told me is that you need cheerleaders on your journey because things are going to get hard, it's going to get frustrating, you're going to want to give up, you're going to want to give in. And if you have the right amount of cheerleaders at the right time, it literally propels you to your next level. And like I'm like when I saw my mom and them at mile 18, I was like, how y'all even get over here? And I was so happy hugging them. And I was like, okay, I have 8 more to go. So it's just like knowing people is rooting for you and cheering you on, even if they're shit a few miles away, like that really, really meant a lot, especially coming from people you don't even know. I
Yeah.
think that was like the most just a most the deepest appreciation I have is for humanity, for people that didn't know you was willing to take time out of their Sunday to come cheer you on, give you snacks and water and electrolytes and biofreeze. They had fucking biofreeze like in a spray bottle. And they was like, shh. Like you was at a car detail lot. Like they was spraying it. So I just, my dad said I did that marathon and he's kind of tired of bragging on me to people because a lot of people kids ain't doing shit.
Oh my god.
So he's like, I'm just tired. Like, you got to stop doing stuff over and over. I just felt like I needed that though. I felt like once I finished the marathon, everything was going to come into like focus and come into play because I was so obedient. I took my body through so much. And it seems like I'm running more now that the marathon's over, which is so crazy. But I just feel like so many things have lined up with me aligning with amazing people. Like, I'm actually social. People are telling me like they think I'm a social butterfly when I go out.
I can see that. Yeah, you one of them people. If I just, well, not me, but if somebody just saw you, then maybe they wouldn't approach you, RBF. But once somebody talks to you, you're one of those people that like immediately light up.
Well,
So I could see you being a social butterfly.
your birthday coming up, but relax. They're saying that, and I have really a lot of that to give to like the run club I'm a part of because there's so many amazing people around, and it's hard to not, I guess, light up in those situations. It's hard to be miserable or be upset in those situations because there's so many amazing people that you're around and you feed off that. I really been feeding off that. I ran 5 miles yesterday morning, but because I was like needing to be around people and socialize, I went to the Tuesday night run and did 3 miles there, which I only want to do 2, but the founder was like, "Don't be a buster. Get your ass around that park." So I got my ass around the park.
Right.
But no, it's just an amazing experience. I've accomplished a lot in my life thus far, especially being from South Central LA. So we both have, honestly. But that was probably the highlight of my journey because it just felt like I left it all out there. I was going to become a better person after the marathon was over. And I felt like the marathon was really a party because I had already did all the training. I wasn't going to get any better on the marathon. I just had to
Yeah.
realize what my training was, stick to the plan, stick to the program, and just finish and have fun on the way. Like half of the marathon, I would say more than half of the marathon, I didn't even have headphones in because I was just taking in the sights and going up streets. And I'm like, damn, I'm from LA. I ain't never seen that building. When did they put that there? And be like, oh, it's been there 100 years. And be like,
Right.
I'm running on Rodeo, like, hey, Louis Vuitton, hey. And they're cheering you on. So, yeah, I couldn't have did it without you guys, though. I'm keeping the medal.
Mm.
It was all of our victory. I would love for other people to join me next year. I'm putting it out there. It's a year away. That's all the training you really need. It's a year away if you want to join. join in and run the LA Marathon. It's going to be the 40th anniversary. And I'm not saying that you can't come from Houston to run the LA Marathon. I'm saying, Mark, I think that's, I mean, come on, you already started running. You up to like almost a 5K now. By the end of the summer, you'll be at half a marathon. And then go run the full marathon.
Um,
If y'all could see his face on the audio, he's
uh,
not running a marathon.
he's probably not. I'm not gonna say no because I never say never, but it's highly unlikely.
Really unlikely. Ain't that a bitch?
But a 5K, that sound cute.
I
Do you get a
bet
Do you get a medal for that?
you sure do.
Oh, beautiful.
Anytime you pay for a race, you get a medal.
Oh,
There's actually a 10K in Santa Monica in September.
okay. That might be more my speed. Let's revisit that.
Oh, okay. And then you can join that new run club I sent you the info for.
You did send me, yes. I hadn't been running in a while.
So many different run clubs. I just been on Instagram and I'm like, oh, it's a Houston. He probably can take advantage. And they look like us. I love that part. I love that part. But yeah, so the marathon is, we're gonna stop talking about it eventually, right? No, fuck
Um,
talking about it all the time. Yes, we are. I did
right.
that. I did that.
Let's say I got 26 reasons to talk about it.
Too. And technically it was like 26.45, like 4 or 5, because
uh,
their whatchamacallit was off. So I'm all moving this like around so crazy. But that you see that girl all looking in here, girl. Okay, so you have an update. You went to go see who in concert?
oh, Nikki.
Nicki
And she's,
Minaj.
yes, she's big enough to where I don't have to use both names. Y'all know when y'all hear the name, y'all know who it is. But yes,
Have you
absolutely.
say Nicki we know?
Yes, what other Nickies?
Well, I know a few.
Not by first name only. But yeah, I went to see Nikki. How did that even come about? So I already had a ticket to the Houston show. So the Houston show is May 9th. So that's coming up. And then I was on Twitter. So if you know me, you know I love Nikki. And I've been a fan for over a decade. So the reason why I even made a Twitter was because of her. So before I hopped on Twitter, which was 2012, I would Google Nicki Minaj and I would click Wikipedia because that would usually tell me new songs coming out. Or I would click the news tab on Google and that'll give me information. And then I would click her Twitter and that would let me know like the latest stuff. And then one day I just said, I probably can get all of this information from her Twitter if I made an account. So from there, 2014, really joined the Barb universe on Twitter. So I met people that I've known for like a decade on that app. And what happened was those people that I've been communicating with for so long was like, come to New York. Like if you're gonna see Nikki, which I've seen her before, but it's like if you're gonna see Nikki, you want to see her in New York. And that's one of her few dates that had a weekend date. So I was like, huh. And this happened the week of the concert. So one of my friends was like, buy a nosebleed and we gonna get you on the floor. And so that Thursday, concert was Saturday, I made the decision I'm gonna go. So booked the flight, flew out there Saturday morning. My best friend was already out there. He's a flight attendant, so he was there on the layover. So I was originally go fly in right before the concert, fly home in the morning, but I flew in earlier so we could hang out. And what do I do as soon as I land? I leave my fanny pack with my wallet, keys, and all kind of stuff on the plane, and that gets flown to Florida. But
This man went to Florida too.
that's neither here nor there. It was one of the best experiences I've had, I would say, in my life, honestly, because seeing your favorite artist in
Mm.
her home state,
Oh yeah.
sold out show, first female rapper to sell out Madison Square Gardens, amongst like-minded fans. Like it was just a whole experience. So I was up close. I posted on my Instagram. You got to see we was here. She made eye contact with me.
Yeah, she
Um, and then we went to the club after, and then I literally left the club at 4 in the morning, went to the airport, and came back to Houston.
and that was just in a day or two.
That was a day. That was all within 24 hours.
And you know what? I think like sometimes when we do spontaneous things like that, we kind of minimize like what we did, and that was pretty amazing knowing you though. Cause you like to, it has to be thought out. I need to do this. I need to do that. And this one, you just went, and you see what happens when you just go. Cause I think sometimes things line up for us to just go, and we be like, minus the losing the fanny pack, but you end up getting that back.
Yes.
Oh, it ended up being like you say, one of the best moments you've had, and it's because you didn't kind of let fear stop you. And I think we do that a lot instead of just enjoying the moment. And,
Hmm.
like, I'm not a big concert fan, but I don't like artists like that anyway. I do want to see Missy Elliott, Timbaland, Busta, and Sierra. I think that's going to be a magical show.
Yeah.
But like to have that energy for an artist, and then to go see them perform in their home state, and then I mean, what you spend two,
Uh,
$300,
$120.
$120 to see Nicki Minaj on the floor, and he flew first class. This is not
Oh
just
yeah.
uh, economy. He flew first class. Him and his fanny pack. His fanny pack flew more miles than him. But it's just like you see what you open yourself up to. What are you to be like? Nah, I'm gonna just wait till May.
Hmm.
Then you go to the May show and you like, huh. I mean, she's gonna give a good show, but is it gonna be better than the New York experience? All in like that's amazing. Like I say, I know you, and I know a few years ago you wouldn't have did it. You know,
Hmm.
watching everybody else's story.
Right.
Story, instead of really experiencing that. So that's kind of like that's really amazing. I'm super proud of you and glad you got your wallet and stuff back. I mean, your $1 million was still in there, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
That's what happens when you fly Delta. If it was Spirit or Southwest, who knows where that fanny pack would have been.
Listen, shout out to Delta. What was it? I forgot the name of the city. I want to say it was Sarasota, Florida. I think that's a place.
And there was somebody you kept saying this person's name, and they really helped you. What was that person's name?
Oh no, the lady in the LaGuardia airport, Ava, she gave me all the information I needed to contact Sarasota because the first lady I was working with was no help. So Ava came through with flight times, flight numbers, phone numbers. She was like, do this, 2:16 p.m., call them. And that man found that bag within 5 minutes where the crew in New York, they never saw it. So,
Yeah, you
yeah.
try to see if LeBron leaves his Richard Millie on the plane, they not gonna find it. Like they just try to treat you like you're not important.
I
Like
said I was.
like that's all we're asking. Just do your job, nothing extra. Just do your job.
I was a first class passenger this day. Please treat me with some respect, some
Yeah.
dignity. I
I'm
mean,
glad.
everybody deserves it, but I deserved a little bit more that day, just a little bit. But no, I honestly was having a brief like overthink moment. Should I do it? Should I not? And then I just said, why not? Like literally, why not?
Right.
Because when am I going to get this opportunity to do something like this again? And I think one of the things I've realized lately is I live a pretty, like myself, I'm pretty chill, live a pretty chill life. And what I do is I invite or allow other people's chaos into my life. And it doesn't leave me room to have the energy for my own. So, like, to just make fun, spontaneous, chaotic decisions like that, like, I ain't been having the bandwidth to do it, but now I do. So I'm just appreciating like good chaos because that was like off the heels of me flying to LA, moving the next week. Then I was outside that whole weekend while moving and then flew to New York. So, and started a new job all in that time frame.
All in the month of March.
hmm March was busy.
Best month there is. So I heard. Yeah, March was pretty crazy for a lot of people. And like, I have a question though. You said something like you invite people's chaos into
hmm
your life.
Uh-huh.
Like, do you know at that moment it's chaotic, or are you just being like a good person and just trying to
Usually
work for people and
the
then it becomes
latter.
chaotic? Okay.
Usually the latter. I don't go into it seeking chaos, but chaos finds me.
A lot?
Um, I would say sometimes. Like it's enough to where I'd be too drained to even just want to do fun and crazy stuff sometimes.
Got you. Cause chaos don't find me ever. It's I know this bitch don't play, so let me stay in clear. But I also don't interact with a lot of people. You know me. I don't have a lot of people around me, and that's probably why. But the moments that I did invite chaos, I lost a whole business because of
Oh my
it.
god.
I lost a whole business because of it and a friend. So I get that. I think how do you turn that switch off though? Like how do you say, you know what, I don't want to be there. I don't want to help you with this. I'm gonna watch from a distance. I'm gonna watch your chaos from a distance.
Honestly, it's really just, I would honestly say what I'm trying to do this year, besides, because I told you the word my year was center, but another extension of that is essentially just kind of curating the life experience I want. So if something don't align with where I'm at and what I want to do, I'm just not going to do it anymore because I think previously, whether it's friendships or relationships, and it's usually stems from the people I date, but like I think I feel like I have to kind of go balls to the wall all the time for some type of like reassurance or like proving that I'm there. And I think I'm becoming a lot more comfortable with knowing who I am is enough and I ain't got to always do the most. So I can say no sometimes. I can I can separate people from my life sometimes with no bad blood. Some people just got to go.
And that's like that realization means so much. And when you get to that point, I think you begin to really understand how people really feel about you anyway. And I think sometimes people want that crutch because they don't want to get off their ass and figure it out. So they
Right.
know they can call somebody and say, "Hey, I know this person is going to always be there."
hmm
And I think those people are extremely selfish because they know they're chaotic. They know they have a lot going on, but they rather come and disrupt your peace and your energy because they can't figure it out on their own. I don't want to say I hate those people, but I seriously dislike those people because you can figure your shit out by yourself. Why do you want me to come into your chaos and now my life is chaotic, and then when you're back fresh and renewed because you just took from me, I'm still over here tripping. And I
Yeah.
just think like once you identify those people, how people really feel about you, because I think people that want to see you grow, want to see you happy, want to be supportive of your journey, they're not going to bring chaos into your space.
Right. And I
Like,
think for me, I agree with everything you're saying, but I think for me, another thing I had to acknowledge was there's accountability on my end because you see the signs, you see the flags, and I've realized I have to raise my level of discernment and just be better with decision making because people can come in your life and fuck your life up. Just
ooh,
damn
they
that.
do. And
People
then
can mess your life up.
why I'm mad? You just came and put some shit up here. Oh, they will come every single time. It is so crazy you say.
Mhm.
Somebody, I just had a conversation with somebody where they really do not care. But I also thought to myself, how many people's lives did I go into and messed them, like brought negative energy?
Uh, I crashed a few.
I don't think I wrecked any homes. Like,
Maybe either. But no, I look at it like almost like a path, like life as a path. And it's like decisions or forks. And it's like your life will change if you make this decision or if you don't. It's like everything just your whole life can literally change with certain decisions and who you invite in.
And that decision can happen very quickly.
Yes.
I think about, and I'm so grateful and so thankful. I had people around me rooting for me and praying for me. And I had one person, that damn Miss Carter. Is it Mrs. Carter now? Kiana?
Hmm.
She hated the person I was with. And, the one that came and disrupted my life a little bit. And she used to always just be extremely supportive. But I think to myself, if I would have went left instead of right, it could have been a lot worse. I think I got out of that situation the best I could, and probably by far the best I could, because it could have been a lot worse. I could have got pregnant. I could have had a kid. I
Oh,
could have been caught up in that mix. I could have fell in love to the point where I'm, you know, writing letters.
uh,
But it's
we
like,
don't do pen pals.
oh, not when it's a lot of dicks walking around.
Oh,
Would I do that? But I just think, like, when you talk about like decisions, like things happen very, very quickly. And if you don't know who you are, if you battling something, if you're going through something, you can make the wrong decision that'll ruin your life. And you see it all the time. Look at Krishan.
yeah. I'm glad I ain't seen her in a minute. I'm sorry. I'm tired of seeing her.
You see how when you're trying to get on, you're trying to do certain things, your discernment takes a hit and you're not making the decisions properly. You're just trying to get your happiness and get your fuel for something from someone else. And then when the supply is cut, then what?
Right.
You see how people really are. So making those quick decisions and understanding, like, hey, that's why I always ask. And people used to laugh at me. That's why I always ask, who over there? I'm not going there. And I don't know who
I
there.
hate that question.
Who
I hate
is
that.
going? And this is why, because that left in a situation where my whole life is messed up because I didn't ask that simple question. And people like you and your sister hate that question. But baby, I need to know who there. I need to know I need to know who over there. I need to know how do I have to protect myself because I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm giving off, bad energy based off what I walked into. So if I
Mhm.
there and I know I align with them or I rock with them, I'm gonna be fine. But God forbid I go somewhere and it's somebody I do not. I love everybody, but it's a couple of you that I don't. I just need to know, and I don't think it's nothing wrong with that. You think something wrong with that?
I don't think nothing wrong with it. Something about the question just irritate me. I don't know why, but because my literal reaction always is, "Who you ducking? Like who looking for you?" Because to my knowledge, you good. So I would, I guess, from my perspective, if it was somebody I knew you ain't gonna vibe with, I would tell you that before you come. So I don't. I would say I get offended, but I'd be like, why the hell would I have you around somebody that's gonna have you, upside down?
Ooh. But sometimes you cannot know, and I know. You know what I'm
True.
saying? Like it
Yeah.
has come to the surface, but I've already been picking up on the messy energy. So now I'm like, oh, okay. I see what's going on here. Sorry, I'm looking for lip gloss. Can't be having chapped lips on this month.
I had him one episode. Oh, I was hot watching it back.
You are so hard on yourself. But so yeah, that energy is very, very important. I don't play. I need to know.
Yeah.
Ask Wanda in a minute. She go over to Terry house. She like, oh, come by. Who over there?
Your family.
I'll call you later. I don't give a damn who in the family. You know what's her name? Vanessa Williams said. Was that her? What she say?
Oh, fuck the family. That's my favorite part of that movie.
No, because some people I may be ducking. may not want to talk. You don't always want to talk. You know what? Something pissed me off when I went to Terry house the other day because your mom, she complains about cooking all the time, Mark. But
And still gonna do it.
if she missed a holiday, she has to run it back. So we had Easter dinner last Sunday because she was on a cruise for Easter. So we had
Mm-hmm.
dinner last Sunday. But three different people, when they saw me, they were like, "So, what place did you come in the marathon first?" Like, what kind of question is that? They was like, "No, for real. Like, how did you place?" I finished and I came in first. Like, why? Why would you ask someone that? And
Do
they
they
were
even have that?
like, "Huh?
Do they actually like place
Yeah."
people?
You
Oh,
know, like, Mark, I'm first in my world. I don't know what the people did in the front, but I know when
right.
I was first. But of all the questions to ask, why
Mm-hmm.
would what place I came in be of importance? Instead of saying, and these same people didn't say congratulations, good job. You just wanted to know, where did I place? It's always going to be first in your book because you didn't do it. But now I got to get nasty. But I was just like, why would you ask that? Lord, y'all better be lucky jams is good or I'll be out of here. But I just thought that was so interesting. Like, I never asked nobody like what place you came in.
Yeah.
Like I I really don't care. I feel like I ran my race and I came in first place. I was competing against myself, to be honest.
Um,
And that was it. But I just thought that was so crazy. We talked about your recap, what you got going on. That was kind of lighthearted. Let's talk about these men. Let's talk about this dating scene. I've done a podcast on dating, I think, but I
mhm,
it's been a few months since I addressed how awful it is to date in 2024.
mhm.
I don't know if I'm adding to the problem. I've had that realization the other day, and I'm like, am I adding to the problem? Because I cut these men off very, very quickly. Prime example, I'm engaging in conversation with this guy, and he always wants to stop by,
Oh, you know what that means.
but he's not getting none. I'm not even gonna sit on your face.
Oh
But
my God.
he wants to stop by. So the other day he sends me a text and like, "Hey, it might be too soon, but I want to know, like, do you want to go to this event? Like, I guess one of his homeboys is proposing to his girlfriend. So it's an event at the end of April, I think in Hawaii, and then there's another one in Jamaica in next month to go to Jamaica." So I'm like, I don't have a problem. Like, I think we're kind of getting to know each other. By that time, we should be okay. Let's see. Let's see. I'm like, I'm open to it. Do you know I need to read the text message because
Oh, love documentation.
I have a good screenshot. He sends me this back. Let's be blunt. Is the price a issue? Do you want to go half or what you want to do? I'm gonna read it again because I think,
Thank you for the class.
let's be blunt, is the price a issue? Do you
Hmm.
go half or what you want to do? Just a couple of things. Everything he sent me didn't have a price. There was no price.
Right.
So how can it be an issue if I don't even know how much it costs? We never talked about any of that. So for me, you're like, let's be blunt, is the price an issue? Comes off very, what's the word I'm looking for? Instead of douchebaggish, comes off very,
I got aggressive from that because blunt, you would have lost me at blunt.
so I'm reading it. I love a good blow up and look. Oh, okay. And then it's an Android. So it's already pissing me off because my stuff is already green. So I'm already irritated. But I'm like, first of all, if you invite me somewhere, why am I paying anything? I am not Gabrielle Union. Salute to her and whatever they got going on. Everybody's relationships and courtships and all that is different. But if you invite me somewhere, why am I paying half? Why am I paying anything? I can see if you're in a relationship and you're like, hey, babe, like somebody's getting married or something in Jamaica, you want to go on this trip, and we already know we're rocking, then I get that. But why would I pay half to go on a trip you invited me to?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't even think Gabrielle Union would have took that. I'm sorry because I'm supporting you. I'm your arm candy. You invited me to this. I don't know these people, and I'm going half with you. Are you insane?
But why would I go half?
Why would I pay anything?
Why am I not just getting a Delta ticket on my phone with the dates and that like, and I don't know why I feel so offended. Like, even your sister, when I posted it on Instagram, even she was like half. I don't even go half with her.
So let's be blunt. That's what's getting me though.
Hey, it was covered. So why would I go with a man and so
He lost me. Let's be blunt.
let's first of all, you have an Android. So let's start there. But it's just like that type of I don't know. I think men think being mean is cute and women like that. I'm not the kind of woman that likes mean and aggressive. I'm the kind of woman that likes a little bit of but also just a little tact. You know, a little tactful, a little like I get you're a woman, I'm going to respect you, I'm going to talk to you as such because we could have had that conversation in person. He didn't even have to send a text message cuz the text message like I told him, "Oh, let me tell you what I wrote back. Let me see if I still got it cuz you know I delete that." Like Auntie Sherry say, always got to roast me. Ever since she said that, and then I think I said about the trip. You invited me and asked me to attend, but then text and led the text with, let's be blunt. Is the price an issue? Do you want to go half or what you want to do? There's so many things wrong with the text, the tone, the assumptions, and just something I would rather not discuss through text. It came off in a very disturbing way, and my reception of it could be off because it's entirely difficult to feel through text, but it definitely provoked a few thoughts of my own. Do you know what he said?
What?
Do you want to go to the movies?
I, what do you say?
I tell you what I said. BLOCK. Block. But this is what I'm dealing with. But remember when I said that I think I'm causing the problems in the dating community?
Mm-hmm.
One situation where I'm going to take full responsibility for maybe me coming off a little aggressive. So I meet this other guy, and I mean, like, he is sweet guy, sweet, really nice. I thought he had a really good conversation. He was really sweet or whatever, and I think we were having a conversation about, I guess, his next level, and I probably got a little bit carried away in my approach about the next level that I think I offended him to the point where we don't even talk anymore.
What did you say?
I said something along the lines of, because he was like trying to make, like, he was trying to make a decision, and the decision didn't like really make sense to me because I'm like, if you know that if you take, let's just say, opportunity A, it yields more results, why are we still talking about opportunity B? If you
Mhm.
know that opportunity B does not get you to the next level, why are we even discussing that? Like, why are we putting all these different thoughts within our head instead of just taking opportunity A? Even though you have to take a pay cut for opportunity A still yields a greater return if you stay on that particular path. And I think I said something along the lines of, I know I'm asking a lot of questions to kind of understand, but when I'm trying to figure out if you work in my life, I need to know that as a man, you can make decisions. And you,
Oh, yeah.
when I hear it back, it sounds so bad. And I'm like, and I'm dating someone. I need to know how you process things. I need to know how you make decisions and things like that. He came back and said, well, I'm not even worried about dating right now. I swear a day or so later, I had to text him and apologize because I was like, I felt like I came off a tad bit aggressive, and I kind of didn't have to approach it that way. I could have just been like, well, whatever decision you make is on you, and I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna wish you the best. But I went so far left, and in that particular situation, I think that that's one instance where I feel like, damn, I'm kind of adding to the chaos of
Yeah.
the dating scene and being single. So
You blew that.
I apologized. And he was so sweet. He texted me back and was like, you're such a great person. I really wish things would have worked out differently.
Mhm.
Too. But I don't know. I just think I had a moment where I reverted back to my old situations and my old relationships, and those people couldn't make decisions. And it was
Yeah.
really frustrating, really irritating. It's like, this is simple. Like, and I think I brought that back up and I shouldn't have, which I'm extremely disappointed in myself. But I'm not saying me and this guy would have got married and all of that. I just thought he was a good enough guy to kind of get to know further and be around because he had really good energy. He wasn't off. Like I said, he was very respectful. And I can't even tell you something. I'll have to tell you offline. But he was actually really a fine gentleman. I can say that. And I really wish him the best to the point where, let me tell you how cool he was. I told him I did a podcast and I had texted him the link. One
Mhm.
day we were on the phone or on FaceTime, whatever. And he's literally watching me while we're on the phone. Aw.
What did you do to him?
And if you're watching this, Chauncey, I am sorry. Sometimes I can tell you I was sorry, I was wrong. I wish you the best. I think you're a great guy, and I hope you find someone who doesn't spaz out like I did. It wasn't my intention to be that aggressive, but I can sit back and say, like, I didn't have to approach it that way. And then we had like a date plan for today. We were gonna go walking, go to dinner. He was buying these icebreaker games, cards, or whatever. Ugh, now I'm back on the market.
Oh, that mouth.
It gets you every time. It just doesn't stop. Even at 37, this mouth still can go right. Even though I feel like what I was saying was accurate. I
Yeah.
don't need it. Like sometimes things can be accurate and make sense, but is it needed? Did it help
Right.
the conversation or did it hinder it? And I think it hindered the conversation and I
Mhm.
wasn't hopeful at all. And I don't want to be like that with anyone. So I apologize. I'm sorry. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because I think y'all were probably in a place where for him, he was probably getting comfortable discussing like his decision making process with you. And like you probably were starting to become a safe space. And then that happened. He probably just like shut down. Cause like he's probably kind of akin to me, where like there probably is a very obvious good decision here, and then there's another one, but I
mhm.
literally think through everything, and it's annoying to people, but that's kind of how I function, unfortunately.
And I respect that and I understand that now and I came at that a little, Now if I run into him somewhere, I'll be like, you know what, I'm sorry. Hope you're doing well. But
Oh, he ain't gonna get too many more sorries. You apologize in the text, and he got it here, so he can take that and do with it what he do with it.
like that. But I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to be a good woman because I'm trying to be what I want. And I think when
Mhm.
people say that, it's kind of a little disturbing to me because they always say you attract what you are. And I have issues with that because I attract a lot of gang members and I'm not a gang member. So, what does that even mean? I attract them. I don't care where I'm at. They
Hmm.
be from some set, some hood, in a previous life or a new life. I attract hood, and I need to understand, am I giving off that energy?
Well, hood niggas like smart girls. That's literally like the cheerleader and the football player. It's yeah.
Because I was just like, am I giving off this energy? And then I thought to myself, why everybody I meet, they want to pop.
Pop what? Ouch! That hurt my stomach. I have never heard that reference. What?
They want, can we be serious here? They want to pop. Like they either want to pop or they want me to sit on their faces. And
Hmm.
am I giving off that energy? Do you think there's a point in your life where you give off that sexual, I'm trying to pop energy? Because I know I'm very flirtatious. I know
Hmm.
I'll rub an arm here and there, add a lash, you know, bite the bottom of my lip. I do all kind of stuff because
What?
I don't know. It just happens.
Oh, you're getting the engine roaring for them.
Yeah, and I'm just like you be flirting. You be flirting, and then all of a sudden they like, I want to see you, and you be like, oh, that wasn't what that was for.
Oh
I was just conversing. I'm not trying to put my legs nowhere at the moment.
my
But I mean, like, do you give off do you feel like you ever give off that energy? Because I would hate to think that it's me causing all these issues on here. Because then we're gonna have a bigger problem on our hands.
I think that, well, for me, sometimes I want to give off that energy, so I don't mind it. But sometimes, well, like my overall demeanor is not that energy. But I think that if someone finds you attractive, then that's probably what it is. Because if we go and call a thing without getting too deep, me and my friends, we call it porn brain, where like there's just like so much sexual things everywhere. So Instagram, Twitter, the porn websites where like sex is just so like ingrained in people's brains. So if they find you attractive, the next thought process is, you know,
Emotion was
oh,
well,
that's what Phaedra did on Housewives.
we're gonna have to make this one explicit. Like I feel that too. And I had a conversation with this other guy and we were talking and I was like, I'm running into a lot of men who are lying about their expectations. And he was like, what
Mhm.
do you mean? I was like, if I meet you and you're in your I'm casually dating, I'm popping here and there, I'm not really looking for something serious, I expect for you to communicate that. And what men are not doing is they're entertaining the conversations. They're taking you out here and there, knowing that they're trying to manipulate you to sleep with them. And for me, I have an issue with that because all you have to do is say, you know what, I'm in my season of popping and I'm going to let you know if I want to be popped. It's just that simple for me. Maybe not a lot of women, but I respect somebody's honesty to say, you know what, I'm just in a season of popping. I'm trying to figure out my dating goals. I'm trying to figure out all this stuff. Like,
Mhm.
trying to be serious. You know what he came back and said? The guy was
What?
talking, well, women lie too. And I'm like, how do we lie? He was like, when y'all put on all that makeup and stuff to be somebody else, that's
Oh,
too. What are you talking about? That's apples and oranges. That is not the same thing. And he was like, "Well, you're manipulating someone to make them think that you look a certain kind of way." A lot of women put on makeup for us. We want our lashes, we want our brows. We're not trying to manipulate anybody because if
right,
I all this off, I'm still going to look like that person. I'm still going to have the same bone structure. That's none of that is changing. It's
right.
women that they put that shit on and it'd be like, oh, damn, okay. But Normal women are not caking up their makeup. And I just told him, like, how is that the same? That's not talking about expectations. I expect if you want something, you say what you want. My makeup has nothing to do with anything. And I don't know why men, some men, not all, oh, my nails look cute. I don't know why some, some men have an issue with what we do to ourselves.
That's because they make it about them. Like that is literally narcissism at its finest because you putting on makeup or you getting dressed up, that does not always mean you're doing it for the gaze of a man.
I- Mark, when I go out and I look this good, I be like, damn, you girl, good job. Now, if somebody tells me I look amazing, thank you. But what I just told myself at home doesn't change based off what you feel about me. Because
Right.
I know when I woke up, I looked amazing. I know when I looked in the mirror, I looked amazing. So what you're telling me is just extra. And I'm not trying to manipulate you. There's a chance these eyebrows might come off later on at night. I'm not manipulating you. I'm not lying about what I want in a partner.
Yeah.
And it's the delusion that we all have in in the dating world. I have to, I'm not going to say I'm an angel out here dating, but we all make up these stories and what we want and how it has to be and what we got to do to get it. And I'm finding none of that works.
Yeah.
Like none of, I'm not talking about I want a 6 foot guy. He got to do. I'm not saying none of that. What I'm saying, I want somebody that's equally yoked. If you see that I'm on a path in my life, why would you try to take me off that path just so I can fit in with yours? How about we align our paths? And if we don't align, we don't need to be together.
Yeah. That's true.
And it's just like they're not having these conversations. And I think we were talking yesterday or the other day, and I was like, are the straight men bad, or is all of them bad?
All of them, every single one of them, straight, gay, bi, pansexual, any orientation that there is, niggas gonna suck. And I said it last time, niggas go nig. So it don't matter what they like.
Do you think it's gonna get better? The
No.
dating.
Well, I don't know. I'm not dating right now, mostly because of the reasons.
But whatever.
You said what?
Which I have a problem with, but okay.
I just don't want to right now. I think for me, where I'm at right now is just trying to figure out what do I want my life to look like so that when I do start dating, I know what I want to bring into my life. Because it's like if I already have something kind of set, I think that will make me better off when I'm dating as opposed to my life being in some kind of disarray. And then I attract disarray because I'm not, I don't have something going right now. Like I always have something going as far as success, of course. But like, what are my hobbies? What do I like to do? Like, do I cook? Like, I just kind of want to build some kind of self consistency before I start dating. So then I can see, okay, boom, you ain't gonna work because you don't do this or like we don't mesh in that kind of way. And I like to travel. So in reality, dating me, I'm not high maintenance at all because one, I guess just probably as a man, I always feel like I gotta have my own. So that's one. So I don't need nothing from nobody. On top of that, I'm just chill because I'm a homebody by nature, but I
Mhm.
love to travel. I love to eat and I love to laugh. And if I can get those three things, and if we're trying to be serious, you can provide stability on your end. We come together and we make a powerhouse. I'm happy. Like I truly don't need the most. I don't need the works. I'm
Right.
just not that kind of person. But I know what I do like. And as long as I can get on a plane and chill on an island or go see some sights, as far as like outside the house, I'm happy. So,
And
yeah,
that doesn't seem like a lot. But I'm just finding like I would say the last 2 months have really put into perspective how challenging it is to first of all meet good people. Um,
hmm
Second of all, meet people that kind of want similar things out of life that you want. And I think, I don't know, and I don't know if I should admit this, but I feel a lot of pressure on me. And I think the pressure was heightened when my brother got married. So
Mm.
for me, I feel like and not to say that I'm like I don't like that he got married and started his family. That's not at all. Like I love him and I love him for what he did cuz he was a stand-up man. Like he knew what he wanted. He got it and he had a plan. He stuck to that plan. And people can think that, Kiana had it made with my brother. She didn't. Wanio was on couches, he was on air mattresses and she was right there. And it's not even to like try to be funny, but it was like
I know.
she earned the right to that last name because she supported my brother. She was there for him. They supported each other. And
Right.
and when you have that, you align and you get the shit done. You get married, you have a family, you build your legacy, you do all of that. What it did for me though, when he had Lonnie, they had Lonnie, it was like, damn, like your younger brother has a kid before you. So that was one thing that was like, damn, man, I kind of want a kid. And now he's married, and I'm like, okay. Then I asked my mom, I'm like, hey, did you think Wanio would get married and have kids before me? She's like, oh yeah, of course.
Oh, Rhonda. Wait, so you want kids?
Yes.
I don't know why I've always felt like you would be indifferent. Like if you have them, you have them. If you don't, you don't.
You know what? I would be indifferent because like I know God, he has me, whatever's for me is going to be for me, but you
Mm.
cannot negate the fact that I'll be 38 next year. So the challenges with childbirth and all that, I get all that. So I definitely would be indifferent, but I would love to have a kid. I would love to get married. And I feel like there's so much pressure on me. And I think it's me putting pressure on myself because nobody else is telling me, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. Even though
Yeah.
Yolanda be making statements like, oh, if you had a kid, your kid will always be with me. Of course they will.
Right.
I'm living my life.
That's where they belong.
But so I just think it's just an added pressure because it's like you think when you get to a certain age, you're going to be this. And you, of all people, know I probably didn't. I always said I didn't want kids, and probably to 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Like this is all brand new territory for me. But now I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, and I'm like, and I'm noticing that I think I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself to the point where it's preventing me from really dating and really taking my time and getting to know somebody and enjoying the moments, the journey and the experience because I'm like, oh my God, if I want a kid, I have to be with somebody, then we got to be together, then I got to do this and do that, da, 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 da. And I just realized like I'm stressing myself out for no reason. I'm glad my hair ain't leaving in the front, but it's just like I just feel a lot of pressure to to meet somebody and to be with someone and to have a kid, and I'm not normally like this and I don't know what's happening. Like my ovaries feel like they're about to jump out of my body because it's just like, when is it going to happen? And I haven't been in a lot of serious relationships in my life. Like I've
Mm.
been the person who's probably had maybe 2 or 3 real relationships, and I'm 37. So for me, it's like, how many more opportunities am I going to come across? You get what I'm saying?
I do, but I'm actually surprised because I would think it would be like an adverse effect than what you're saying. Like based on how you feel, I would think you'd almost be dating anybody. Like you would and be in and out of relationships, hoping you found the right one. So I actually think the approach you have is a good approach. I think you can obviously take the pressure off yourself, but the fact that you feel the pressure and you still have a level of discernment to cut a nigga off in the beginning if you need to, I think that's a good thing because most people in your situation would literally take anything almost just so they can achieve the goals that you're talking about.
And then I don't know if I'm having amazing discernment. I think now I'm entertaining everybody. And then I'm finding out like, like I will say I've had high standards. I have some non-negotiables for sure, like we all do. And
Mhm.
I think I've like lowered my standards a little bit. And it's not to say anybody is beneath me, I'm better than people. It's not to say that at all. What I'm saying, like, I've lowered it because I'm thinking, okay, if I lower it, I might meet an amazing man that may not have a degree, that may not have such and such, that may have a kid or whatever the case may be. But then I'm getting into these situations where I am dating these people, I am conversing, and I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. So I
Yeah.
feel like the pressure has allowed for a lot more people to get through the building when
I don't
they
think that's a bad thing. I don't
oh,
think that's a bad thing at all. Like for me, when I do date, I basically bank off my non-negotiables because for me, like I said, I'm pretty simple because I feel like you can meet people that have like certain things that you can check off of a list that aren't your non-negotiables, but you know, it's like when you see a job and it's like required and then optional. So
right,
like your optionals can be checked off, but you don't feel safe with that person. And
right,
I feel like I've learned that that's a huge priority for me. Like I want to feel safe with you, like as far as like emotionally, financially, all of those things. Like I want to feel like I can be my full self. I can feel like I can trust you. I can be safe, and my heart is safe. And I think that's something I was underestimating, and I learned in my last situation that that was missing.
right.
And that is a huge component for a relationship for me because I felt it before. I know what it feels like to really be with somebody and feel like you feel like you can just like breathe. And I didn't feel that in my last relationship. So I say all of that to say you should always have your non-negotiables. But I don't think giving up the optionals necessarily means lowering your standards. I think it's more so just like opening the door a little wider. And I think when you open the door a little wider, you take the risk of attracting people that it ain't gonna work, but you also have the chance to attract somebody really great. Because you can meet a man with no degree, but what he does for a living, experience wise, he make a nice coin,
Right.
and he a good man,
Yep.
and y'all can have some babies, and you know get the rock on, and boom. And then the nigga with the degree gonna cheat on you.
And smack
Just saying.
oh,
Just saying.
and smack you around. But yeah, so I realized that, and I think I do a lot of like reflection, and I came to that realization the other day, and I'm like, huh, you're adding all of this pressure, and
Mhm.
it just took me back to what was your mantra for running the marathon. It was your race. You didn't care what time you finished in. You just knew you were going to get it done. And I was just like, "Ah, I've been doing all this, entertaining people that want me to go half. Like, baby, no, baby, nah,
Listen,
do that."
this may help you. I know you. So you gonna get to the bag. The money's gonna be there. So it don't matter when you find him because free you can freeze them eggs, IVF surrogate. You got the money. You'll have the money. You'll be all right. Like please
So thoughtful.
find the right one.
The right one, and I think that's like the most important aspect of finding the right one, because I can find somebody and we can have a baby and he can be the wrong one, and then I'm back to the drawing board. So just admitting that to myself, like, wow, you putting a lot of extra pressure on yourself for no reason. And I get it, everybody has their different journey, and it just always have felt like to me that I've always been known for the educated one, or the one that had pretty good jobs, or the one that can help someone build a resume, someone to help someone do something in business. But no one has ever seen me in a light where I was in a relationship and I was happy and we were functioning, and I was, just bringing somebody around. Like, nobody, they people don't
I've
know.
seen it. Oh my god.
Right. And you see how crazy that is being 37? So for me, that added to it, because it's like I I know I'm that person. I know I'm smart. I know I have all of this talent, all of this ability. I'm just tired of doing it all by myself. I'm tired of being by myself. I understand that I'm lonely, but I'm tired of being lonely and alone by myself when I know that I'm an amazing woman. I know that I add so much, bring so much to the table. And to see like the the how things are transpiring in my life, and it's like I'm tired of going out for the jobs. Actually, I just had a job interview the other day, but that's neither here nor there. But we're gonna be an entrepreneur and we're gonna work here and there, I guess. But like, so you kind of understand where I'm coming from. It's like I'm tired of going to a family function and I'm by myself or with my mom. I'm tired of wearing the same Christmas pajamas as Wanda. I'm tired of that. Like, come on. I just feel like I've never felt in my life that it was my turn and it was my season to be loved as it relates to a relationship or it relates to dating. It's always been like challenging, and that's how I had to think like, damn, is it just me? So I asked a few other women, around the same age, people are dating, and everybody is saying the same thing. It's not you. This
Yeah.
is the way it is right now. And good women are far and few between, and as well as men. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot to think about as you get older. I don't think I would have had these thoughts in my 20s, but it's a lot to think because then you have society's pressures and
Right.
oh, damn, I can't catch a break. Even though I'm figuring it out, and don't get me wrong, I am okay. Like I'm not about to jump off the Central Library Bridge. I'm not gonna do like it's not.
What? They
I'm
have
just
a bridge?
I don't want people to listen to this and hear this and be like, damn, she's spazzing. Y'all better watch her. Like,
Oh
no.
my God, no, no, no. But I have a question.
Mhm.
I'm gonna come back to the question. But I'm gonna be honest. This conversation, I've learned some things about you. I did not know you wanted that expense in your life.
A kid?
Yes,
Yeah,
I genuinely always because first off, I could see you being a parent. So that's the thing. Like I see you at the basketball games, the football games, whatever it is.
came out of
Like
me.
you gonna be on the field when they run the touchdown. I'm gonna be in the stands drinking with the other parents. Like I see it. So I'm just wow. But my question for you: would you describe yourself as delusional in any kind of way?
Um, I
I'm making a point. That's why.
I would say so, just a little
Okay.
bit. Delusional
Yes.
in some aspects of my thinking and the way I go about things. Absolutely.
Oh, I love delusion. Let me be clear. This is going in a good direction. So, I'm not the most astrological person in the world, but I truly believe fire signs, which, that's what we are. We have a nice level of delusion and what makes sense with our fantasy. So, when it comes to my life, and I may have said this before on here, may not, but I basically just romanticize my life in a delusional way. So, based off like some of the stuff I watch on TV, I'll make like if I was dating right now,
Mhm.
in my mind, this is the flavor of love. Like these are contestants. Like I just try to have fun with stuff because you really do just gotta laugh sometimes. Because if you don't, life will have you just twisted. So
Very much so.
I say exercise your delusion. It's the Damo dating show. You got contestants, you sending niggas home, come get your clock, whatever your symbol is, come get your medal. Like I just say you have fun with it because if you don't, you will literally just be discouraged about things.
Right. And I found myself getting very discouraged to the point where it's just like, is this really gonna happen? It's so crazy to say that. So this guy, like, I've been posting like single stuff, just being funny. So he got in my DM and he was just like, I can't believe you're posting all this stuff, and I know that you have so many resumes on your desk to go through.
See?
Trying to talk to you, and I'm just like, and he's like, but I'm not gonna argue with you, and I was like, but I don't though. Like a lot of people, when I meet people, people think this phone is going off. The only one that called me is her. That's it. They think it's jumping, it's popping, and it's not. And it is not to say I want to be talking to a lot of people anyway, because I get annoyed very easily. I don't text all. I don't care about your morning. Like, I don't need all that. So for me, it doesn't even matter that people feel that way. But I think it's very odd that people think that. Like,
Hmm.
I'm not talking to a lot of people. I don't want a roster. I want one good man that's going to just be my man, and we're just going to build an amazing legacy. But it is crazy. I get that all the time. Like, so it's not like I have it popping. I guess I could, but I don't entertain. Like, I don't converse with a lot of people like that. But it's getting to the point where it's like, I hate to even say this. I almost text somebody I used to talk to.
We talked about the block spin, and was this a good spin or a bad spin?
No, it was horrible spin.
Oh,
Like,
good.
wouldn't even move the needle. You know what I'm saying? Just being dumb. Like, and I'm glad I catch myself before I send that
Hmm.
that text or whatever, or make that call, because it's not what I need, because that's not going to get me to where I want to be anyway. I've tried that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I, it's me. Sometimes I get bored. I will say that when
Hmm.
I'm bored, I do want to hang out with people. But once you fulfill that need, I don't want to see you again.
I don't see nothing wrong with that, but yes, I was definitely about to say, yeah, you was bored.
And I get like that very easily. And another thing I realized about me, and this might be too much information, if you do something to me sexually, I'm okay with you only doing it once. I may not even want to hang out anymore.
That's
So
interesting.
let's just say, if you let me, I hate when I talk like this because my daddy listens and he's ready for every episode. Let's just say, if you let me sit on your face,
Uh-huh.
and after I sit on your face and it was a good experience, I may not want to sit on your face anymore.
Okay. So, okay.
Like, you know how Drake say just one time is fine with me?
I get that, but how frequent are you like, well,
I'm
not
not
saying you have a lot of partners,
hey,
but
put that out there, Mark.
I, I
Hey,
mean like percentage wise,
hey,
like how
hey, I'm not sitting on a lot of faces. Do not think I'm out here being a ratchet. I am not
God.
sitting on a lot of faces.
So if you sat on, let's say, Jesus, poor big one. If you sat on three faces, let's just say in the span of a year or two, what is the percentage that you are like that? Let's say four, only because of easy percentages. Four, 25, 50, 75. Like, what's the percentage?
75% like that. That I don't want to.
Okay.
You know what it is? It's because, let me, I guess, sex doesn't move me. So it's
Mhm.
going to keep me coming back. So once that occurs, we maybe converse more and I get to know you a little more. And I'm like, I was an idiot face I set on.
That's funny.
So for me, it's just that's why I don't take things sexual or physical with people, because I know me. I know that I don't care enough about it to keep repeating it and to make me stick around you. That doesn't happen for me. I'm not going to pop somebody and be like, "Oh my god, I'm so mesmerized. I got to have you." That's never been me, and I'm so thankful that it's not me. And let's be clear, people, I'm not out here popping everybody. The chances of me popping is very, very minimum, because I don't like it doesn't move the needle for me. I don't care. I hope nobody thinks I'm a little ratchet after this episode, because I done said pop and face
I
several.
need to know, where did this term come from? I have never heard this.
You know,
Yeah.
I am a huge fan of the Joe Budden podcast, and the guy Ish, he always say pop.
Okay.
So I think it's a great way to talk about that encounter.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the best non-explicit way I think I've heard it.
Yeah, so, so that's kind of what it is for me. But Yeah, I realized a lot. Like talking through that made me realize how ridiculous I've been with stressing myself out and putting pressure on myself because I don't have to do that. Like it's not mandatory for me to have a kid or get married. That's not mandatory. And I just kind of need to focus on everything I have going on in my life, which is extremely positive. Like running has turned me on to so many different things and people. Mark, when I tell you people are flirting with me when I'm running, I somebody just stopped me the other day, and it was weird because I was on Imperial and Figueroa, and the car pulled up.
They think you was a hoe.
No,
You said Figueroa, so
hey, hey, I wasn't on Figueroa Hoeing. No, he just liked what he saw, and he made a reverse and came back. But the crazy part is, we was on Figueroa and Imperial, so it's like, oh. But it's just like I have no issue with. I want to say maybe having that first interaction with people, it's
hmm.
getting past that initial reaction or that
So
initial conversation.
how soon after? What am I trying to ask? I guess you're conversing with people in whatever way, text, social media, or whatever. How soon after getting in contact are y'all like going to hang out, like a date or something like that?
It's weird because these men are trying so hard to get my number, stopping traffic to get my number, and then they're not using it.
Hmm.
Like nobody wants to date. People just want to pop and they want to see how quickly they can pop. So nobody
Yeah.
wants to date. That's why people really don't last more than 2 weeks with me because it's like after 2 weeks, if we haven't went out, we haven't expressed interest in going out, we're not doing anything. Why am I still talking to you? I don't have to. I would rather watch videos on Instagram or YouTube than to just sit on the phone and pretend this is going somewhere. Because if I meet somebody today, which if I meet somebody today, I would expect us to be going out in the next couple of days if you're not being deported or something. I mean,
Wait, what was that prayer?
oh, I said I was going to meet somebody today.
Oh, I thought it was the opposite. So I was about to ask you something and I just blanked out. Jesus. Keep going for now. It'll
So
come to me.
for me, so it's just like, how do I navigate the
So would you, let me use your terminology, would you pop, after or on the first date?
Whew, 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 whew.
I mean, I would. So,
I know people that's popped and they're in good relationships and everything's fine. Um, somebody would have to be extremely intriguing
mhm.
pop on the first night to the point where I'm like, damn. But then, like, what if I pop and they're stupid or we don't align? So then it's a waste.
Why though? I mean, as long as you had fun.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to pop this, you know what, everywhere. This part without, scratching and itching and burning. I want to keep it that way.
That's, yeah, yeah. It's a lot of people out here doing that and oozing and
Yeah, not
yeah.
using for no reason. Like that's not squirt, honey. But but
Jesus.
so that's kind of like what I'm trying to understand. But like talking through it makes me, feel a little better. It feel a little like, whew, just relax. Okay, it's not that serious. You're gonna be fine. Anybody you end up with is gonna be amazing because you're amazing. So, but you have those thoughts as you get older. I'm not perfect, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that's had these thoughts. I'm pretty
Mhm.
plenty of people, men, women, whoever, that's had these thoughts. It's just trying to navigate the thoughts and not put yourself in a position that makes you worse off because these thoughts intimidated you. So I'm proud of that though.
You should be. So I'm gonna come back to why, but you said you were mad at me because I'm not dating. So I will give you this. I would like to have some matching pajamas in December. So there, I'll say that much.
The reason why I said I'm mad you're not dating is because And this might seem mean, and we got like, what, 10 minutes. This might seem mean, and I don't mean it to be mean. I just feel like your last situation shouldn't count
Hmm.
because I don't feel like that improved you. I don't think it did anything to make you a better person. I don't think that it moved the needle for you, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong because I wasn't in that situation, but for
Hmm.
me, I feel like after, the engagement that you had and then you started dating and all this, I don't feel like these were just test drives, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't feel like you should stop or consider like other people because of getting out of a situation. And I just think at this moment in your life, you're A1. You're on a different level. You've moved, you have a new job, you're traveling, you're like, I feel like right now is the best I've ever seen you. And it's not to say you've been messed up. It's not to say that you haven't always had to figure out. I just think this is prime peak mark season. And when you're operating like that, it doesn't hurt to bless somebody else with that. And that's why
Yeah.
I said, like, it is not to take away from the other, whatever, the other person. I just
Hmm.
feel like that was just a little test. That was like a yin yang around the house, in my
Yeah.
opinion, because I know.
I, I'm gonna agree with that. I will agree with that because I actually got a text from that person yesterday, and it was like an apology text for how they were in the relationship and things like that. And like normal me or old me, I'll say, I would have ignored it because I tend to just kind of be cold. I just go cold on people, and once I go cold, I'm cold. But I realize me going cold is me protecting myself. It's like a defense mechanism. And in this specific situation, I didn't feel the need to protect myself because I'm emotionally removed from it.
Mhm.
So I responded, I accepted the apology. You're forgiven. We're both moving on. We don't have no bad blood. I wish you the best, that kind of thing. And so that was that. So I agree when you say, just put it simply, it wasn't that deep. Because it really wasn't. But I will say that I've learned a lot about myself from, I'm not going to say dating that person, but just like after it.
Mm,
Like once it ended, like in the last couple months, there's been so many like developments like on the inside that I'm enjoying because 7 more minutes, I can make this happen. Um, I one of the recent self discoveries I've had is I want to basically move in a way that's more authentic to myself.
mhm,
And I realized prior to this revelation that I would kind of just be a little more reserved with people and then warm up over time. And then when I finally warm up, they're like, well, who the hell is this person? Because that wasn't the person I met. And some of that is just me being observant, but also some of it is that fear of being perceived a certain kind of way. And I think with age, I'm losing the care that is tied to perception. So I'm not really caring how you perceive because I'm not for everybody.
right.
And I want to react to things a lot more authentically because I've learned that I will react to things strategically a lot of times. Like I actually be pissed the hell off about something, but I want to appear cool, calm, and collected, or I'm the good person in the situation. When sometimes I need to be the damn villain because in here, the stuff I'm thinking, exactly, the stuff I'm thinking in here versus what I'm giving off, it don't be consistent.
Right.
So I think what the word that has followed me the most in my life, besides gay, because I used to hate that as a kid. People had my teeth. But besides that, I would say mean. Mean has followed me for so long, and I'm so afraid to look mean, to come off as mean, that it makes me kind of become like a shell of myself at times because I'm afraid of that perception. But now I'm like, if that is what you think of me, so be it. Because people that know me, the people that fuck with me, they know that's not my heart or my character. So I will say that's kind of the reason. Another reason why I'm not dating is I think I'm just enjoying the learning process of myself. Like I'm enjoying the good, the bad, the ugly, the stuff I want to work on, the stuff I'm proud of, the stuff that ain't the best, but hell, it's me. Like that's kind of where I'm at. And I will close with saying the Christmas pajamas. There's one person I do like, but there's nothing going on at the moment because I feel like it just needs to be handled delicately.
New or
And, huh?
new or repeat?
I am not at liberty to discuss that. But I just want to handle it delicately
Okay.
when it's time to handle it. Right now, I am single. I'm not mingling, not because of that person, but because I'm just not in the space right now. That is a person that can break me out of the space, but not tomorrow. It just in due time. But if somebody else comes along, that person is aware that this is America, this is a free country, and but I'm not looking.
Unlike him, I'm singling. I'm single and ready to mingle. I'm 37 years old. I'm in Aries. I don't like long walks on the beach. I
I'm
love
screaming.
and I love running. So if you want to come in between that, you want to hit some miles, go to the Nike store for running shoes. This is where you need to be.
I feel like you're gonna probably meet
A runner.
whoever you're gonna be with.
Uh-huh. Cause I'm telling you, they out there and they fine. Oh, I'm gonna
I seen some the other day.
they out there and they wear the little tights. They, I don't mind somebody I can go run with. But that's just being compatible. Like if that's my life today. That's my life today is running. So for me, if somebody can get in where they fit in, that's great. But as always, it is a pleasure talking to you. I need to schedule the next one because I have a lot more to say. I just need to know your schedule. So I guess we'll talk about that offline. Any closing remarks? Anything you want to say?
I want to say, of course, I love being here. Maybe the next time I can show a little bit of the apartment because this,
You
the
should.
new look.
Mhm.
But I'm not in show and tell yet. But to close, I just want to say, drop the pressure. And then for myself, I'm just living more authentically. So, curate the life you want and let's make it happen this year. Match your pajamas, December.
You are out of here, honey. But I'll see you in what, a couple of weeks?
Yep.
All
Oh,
right.
and congratulations to Juan and Kiana. See y'all in about 2 weeks, I think.
He's not letting it down. It's another Carter. All right.
But alrighty, love you.
Bye.
Bye.